This portion of today's episode is sponsored by Rightfully So Records. At Rightfully So Records, they don't see themselves as just a label, they see themselves as a family. They will be by your side no matter what. They take pride in developing up-and-coming talent and giving them the best opportunity to become who they want to be, whether that be producing, mixing, mastering, live tracking, promotion, management, or booking. They will do everything in their power to help, even if you're not on their roster. They want to work with you. Their full-service studio is equipped to take you to the top. They're dedicated to rejuvenating the scene in Minnesota and beyond. So check out their website at www.rightfullysorecords.com and let's work together. Welcome everybody to the Where Did All My Friends Go podcast, a podcast about life in the music industry.
A life about podcasting in the music industry. Man,
I like that.
A life about podcasting. Today's episode, we had Kade Katz from Throw the Fight, dude. That was awesome. Like such a cool, grounded dude.
Throw the Fight is such a badass band.
They're such a badass band. He did have a band name, the Blackout Affair. Of a band,
I think that's what it was.
Yeah. It was a band that Kade was in like a while ago before he joined up with Throw the Fight.
Pre-Throw the Fight.
I just thought like the Blackout Affair is a dope ass band name. Like that's the shit, dude.
That's a good shit. That's a good. And now nobody can use it because it's been used.
It's been had. It's been
and
used.
You can't has it. You can't has it.
Uh-huh. All right.
Cool.
Well,
yeah.
With that, let's get into the episode.
Oh, so
don't worry about that.
It's a lot, and I'm gonna be sad in the middle of the night, I'm sure.
Man,
yeah, I feel you. Isn't it fun? I kind of had. Oh shit! Oh no!
What'd you do?
Where are you guys?
I don't know. We're here.
Well, we're here.
Where did I lose you?
I don't know. I see you.
Really?
Yeah, we see you.
See you. Great.
Oh, there we go. I must have just. Okay, I got you. I was trying to make it bigger.
It's like, what if he like started like taking off his clothes, thinking I'm just like, no, we can't. Promise, we can't see you. Like, ooh,
well, just
I like that tattoo.
Don't be surprised.
Did you guys ever see like that video of like when Zoom started to become a thing, and this dude thought he had like put his like. It had shut his cam off, but then like started taking his pants off and stuff. He was in a work.
Oh yeah.
The work Zoom,
like,
and people
walks
were like,
away.
No, because he was getting ready to beat it, and
that would
he
be the worst.
brought over lotion and stuff, and they're like, no, gosh.
I mean, really, nobody had training on this stuff. And it's just like, hey, we're gonna lock you up, and now
there's no like context. There was no like
most people don't even know how to use these things,
I know, but to have just the gusto that person had to like either way be in a work meeting, be like, you know what,
after this
I'm gonna masturbate.
Yeah, it's on.
I'll just turn my camera off.
Have you seen the guy on TikTok now that like walks around with a green screen and like this like laptop hooked to like it's a harness that he puts a laptop on, and he's got this green screen that walks like that's behind him, and he's like at a baseball game, just like eating a hot dog and just like cheering, even though it looks like he's in the back of an office or something, or he'll be like water skiing. Yeah,
I saw the one where he was clearly on like a four-wheeler or something. He's like bouncing up and
I love that shit. All right. Well, welcome everybody to the Where Did All My Friends Go podcast, a podcast about life in the music industry. Today we have our good friend Kade Katz. That's
what's up.
Actually, yeah, you go by. Do you go by Katz, or do you want do you go by your
Kade Katz, man?
Kade Katz, cool, man. Kade is from Throw the Fight. He's been with Throw the Fight for a little bit now, but had some you've had some like position changes, and we'll get to that later in the episode. But first off, Pat, how you been, man?
I'm good. How are you doing, Bear?
I'm great. Kade, how you doing?
I'm fantastic.
You're doing fantastic. Fuck
Nice.
yeah.
Hell yeah. Good time, right?
You ready for this podcast?
Yeah.
We're all excited because we did like this like show before this, and we were just like looking up weird facts, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of
nice.
fun. There's a lot of history out there that kind of like blows your mind. Like the fact that like Andrew Jackson is like the only president who's ever dueled a man and killed him
twice.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Dang.
I knew about the dueling thing. I just didn't know he
Rick killed a guy.
Yeah, the fucking dude, like.
I mean, who hasn't these days?
Well, you know, like it's 2021. Like we can figure this shit out, right? Like.
Oh man.
I was gonna say a joke. I was gonna say a joke way too soon, and I don't want to edit it out. So let's stay away from that.
That's good. Probably whatever it is, it's probably safe.
It's safe. All right, man. So Throw the Fight has been around since about, I don't know, like 2003 when the name came around, right? Like,
yes,
obviously we know like the iteration of today's band is something different, and which is honestly that it happens, and that's kind of how most bands are actually to this day.
Yeah.
But you joined the band in 2015, originally on bass, then took over on lead vocals. You've played with some amazing bands over the years. Who is one of your favorite bands that you've ever had the pleasure of playing with? And on top of that, talk to us about that role transition.
Okay, so I'm gonna go way back a little bit with my story with Throw the Fight. So
let's go way back.
You said 2003 they started. Probably true. I mean, we're coming up on like 20 years or something like that. But so. How should I start this? I think like 2005, maybe. I moved to Minneapolis from Seattle, and I saw that Throw the Fight was looking for a guitarist. So I was already in a band. I was kind of doing a power trio thing, kind of like an alkaline trio, pop punk type, whatever. And I was I'm going to double duty it, So I try out for guitar, right, for Throw the Fight, and learn a few songs. Actually, a lot of them were on the first EP.
Okay.
And they call me the next day or whatever. I don't know. I can't remember how it worked back then. Probably a pager or something. And
we sent the bat signal in the air.
Dude, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
But
they faxed. They faxed you.
They faxed me. I went to the library and
to pick up your fax.
To pick up the fax. And they were like, you're too punk rock, right? Your style's too punk rock, which is valid. I mean, I wasn't kind of, like I said, the pop punk thrash band or whatever. Yeah. But my band at the time we were called like the Blackout Affair.
Yeah, I was going to ask. I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a dope band name.
I was that was one of my proudest band names. Yeah. It's legit.
Blackout Affair.
And so we ended up just always playing shows together, and we were all homies, right?
Yeah.
And in the scene, so fast forward, I'm in like a screamo band, hardcore screamo band. This is probably maybe 3 years later, and I'm living with our old lead singer, James, and he's like, "Hey man, you should join our band." And I was like, I'm good. You're really pushing. That band I was in was called Lost in Prague, still putting out bangers.
Okay.
And, we were chasing it, man. We were chasing the dream pretty hard. And then I decided I want to do my own thing. I'm like, I just want to do my own thing. That's always been my deal, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, Throw the Fight had tour opportunities, and they were like, dude, do you want to do this? And I passed on them. I passed on doing the album with John Feldman, and was supposed to be there. And then I was like, I had this opportunity with my grown-up job. I'm like, I got to see this through. And
grown-up jobs always get in the damn way.
You literally passed up John Feldman?
It was I know, dude, talk about regret. And I'm like, where would my life be? But and then later on, the band put out a record grinded. I was doing solo stuff, and then I was doing like a more like a power trio type thing. And they went on hiatus, and Ryan reaches out to me. And again, like I said, we've been homies for 20 some years, and including Chris. He was in other bands that my old band played with, and we're just like the bestest of friends. And Ryan hits me up. He's like, dude, we're getting the band back together, and we would like you to contribute writing. And you know, the deal is you got to play bass. And I was not happy because I've played guitar since I was 7 years old, and that's what I try to do. But I was like, you know what? At this point, I just the opportunity to play music with some of your best friends is really tough, you know. And most times you're getting in a band when you're in your early 20s, your teens or whatever. Nobody's getting in a band in their mid 30s, right? And
we are.
We were, yeah. And so anyway, we started writing transmissions, and it came together super fast. And you know, we grinded on that for quite a few years, and it was nice because I wrote majority or half, or you know, contributed a ton with that album, and it was just something like a proud moment. And we had a lot of momentum. It was killer. And then we put out some singles here and there, and then we're kind of in the position now where I've changed roles from playing bass and the lead singer now.
Do you prefer just singing, or do you like miss having an instrument with you? Or
definitely with our style of music, it feels nice to not have anything in my hands and just have a mic, dude, and sing. Because you know, it's, I don't know, I've really overshot some of my my skills sometimes, and doing it live is a different different take altogether. But you know, I like to move around a bit, and I do like to just be in the pocket as much as I can, and so it feels nice to just have the freedom. But when I was playing bass, I was singing quite a bit, and it was fun to just come in. It's almost like hype man, and you get the scream part, or just like it's a highlight for you. You just all right, let's do it. But it's nice to put down an instrument. As far as my solo stuff, it's I do a mix between playing guitar at the same time or just singing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I overshoot all the time.
Yes, you do. Well, that's because Pat, you're the fucking workhorse.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I always make parts that are way too difficult for me to play and sing at the same time.
Yeah, I learned years ago, especially I think when I was just the lead singer and playing guitar, that as much as I want to show off my chops, so to speak, I needed to dumb it down and be able to still play legit guitar, but also sing and sound good.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And if you can't, you gotta like delegate that to somebody else who's got the time, like, or
and
who
we all
has
can't be
the energy or the ability.
We all can't be 4 years strong, you know.
No, which they're so gnarly.
Yeah, they're insane.
Clearly, because I'm sitting in a home in fucking Wisconsin.
Oh, you're in Wisconsin?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, we're all real close together. I'm up in Duluth.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. All right.
Yeah. And he's over Bear's over kind of by Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. I love Madison. That's a cool spot.
It's a pretty dope spot, man. Though my guitarist is from Minneapolis, so
okay.
Yeah. So
hell yeah.
Yeah. Minneapolis.
Roots, baby.
Connects. All right, so you've released an acoustic EP and 3 singles so far this year. Is there a new album on the horizon, or are you just looking to release singles for the time being?
That is a great question. We're trying to figure that out.
Next question. It's like, can't answer.
No. With what happened and everything last year, you know, we had an album, we had a lot of hype and a lot of momentum that was leading into Settle Your Sins being out. Yeah. And me taking over as lead singer, it was a new, fresh thing. Like we were
because that
so
happened
excited,
in like
man.
Right? But that wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't that long ago. No, it wasn't that long ago.
Ryan's still in the band, yeah?
Ryan Bowser is the only original
He's the
member.
only, so I've done stuff with Ryan before. I know I've worked with him. And I do remember there being a band refresh, basically, like back in 2019 or something like that. 2019, yeah. And then the monkey wrench that is COVID just threw everything off the fucking rails.
Yeah. It was, I mean, obviously nobody planned for it, but we had to, it was our album release and a string of dates was a week after everything had kind of like shut down. So we were just like, it was just like that roller coaster of, is this going to happen? Is it not? And you've already been so excited, and we waited so long on putting out that last record for reasons I'm not going to go into, but we were just hyped, and it was a new thing. But on the flip side, we just pivoted super fast. I'm like, okay, cool, let's give them a record. Now let's give them a ton of more music, because I'm sorry, the last quite a few years of the band didn't put out a lot of material. Put out albums, but it wasn't consistent. And granted, that was back then where the industry was a little less gimme.
Yeah, we're kind of in the age of singles right now.
Yeah, and that's fun. Like I take a lot of, I just get super excited with that stuff, because each song to me is an album in itself, and it's a huge story. And I feel like a true music fan, or if you're listening, can digest that versus here's 10 songs or whatever. And it's just been nice. It was just something like, hey, you know what we got to do is just continue to put out music. We already had a ton of material, because we started just writing after Settle Your Sins. Myself and Chris write constantly, and it was just, we have material, let's put it out and get me out as much as possible, so that when we do play live, we have newer music to play, and it's me singing. And not that we don't play some old stuff, but
but it's important.
This is a new era.
Yeah, exactly. It's important to get that branding set in stone, which at this point it kind of seems like it's been up in the air, because where the hell is throw the fight with COVID? And then that's not even like a you specific thing. It's like, that's a lot of fucking bands right now, even established bands. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, how have you been using the time?
Right. Well, for us, touring wasn't our bread and butter, and we've always been a more stay-at-home band. Like, it sad to say, like, I don't know if we got a bad rap out there and we just can't land a tour, but now we're at the point where we don't see that. Like, we'll go do shows or string of shows, but we're not going to go grind it and hold on and hold our breath for an entire year for some tour that may or may not happen, because we did that for so long. And we've just seen, like, as we consistently put out music, which I would rather be in the studio any day of the week, and just keep putting out these bangers that we're doing, and we're seeing great success and growth. And then when it does come time to playing live or whatever, you can gauge your set on basically, like, what are people jamming, what are some of the new ones, and go out there and just kill it. And you kind of asked before, one of the, like, a favorite band that played with. I mean, we just played with Wage War and Beartooth, and we just played our straight bangers, and it was hands down one of the best. And but we also have some more chill, vibey type music, and I think that comes from a lot of my just more influence. But we can kind of pivot and create our set on different bands too that we are playing with, which is kind of cool. Absolutely. Just more versatile, I guess.
Absolutely. So tell us one of the craziest tour moments that you've ever had personally. So now that you're stay at home, like band for the most part, and you're actually doing so we've talked about this before on the podcast about how like the idea of the music industry has kind of switched. It used to be go out and grind and tour and tour and tour, and that's how you would make get your break.
Right.
But now it's I'm going to stay at home and focus all my time and energy and resources into digital media marketing, and that's the way it goes. And then the tour is actually the payoff. So you're just a great example of what digital media marketing can actually do for a band, especially during COVID. But with that, tell me one of the craziest tour moments. Like you got them. I know you got them.
Oh my God. Some will remain unnamed, but dude, I don't know. So we toured with All It Remains.
Yes.
And we went through Canada in the middle of winter, in the middle of December. That's a
smart idea.
It was awful. Yeah. Well, here's the deal. It kind of goes back to like, we get offered tours and, people don't understand the whole behind the scenes of like getting on a tour. And we've seen all the offers, right? Well, we're like, again, we're hyped on new music. We knew we were going to put out new music, and we get this offer like All That Remains co-headline. We're like, okay, that makes sense. Just where we're at as far as on the bill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And guarantees were great, which you don't get.
Yeah. No.
And but it was, middle of winter, it's over Christmas. But we were like, we got to do it, and because you're always like, if we do this will happen.
Right.
And so we did it, but it was grueling. The shows are fantastic though. I mean, every show was jam-packed, played some awesome theaters, but we broke down outside of Saskatoon at like 4 a.m. We had a bandwagon and it broke down, was leaking oil, and like it's like minus 30, dude. We're freezing. I'm calling all these tow truck places and they're like, we can't tow anything that big. So we're at a loss, and our generator goes down and we're just freezing, dude. And this dude pulls over in like a Camaro or something.
What?
And
that's awesome.
Like, what the hell? So we're
he's from Canada. This doesn't bother him.
Dude,
for sure.
We this might be too long of a story, but we roll out of the bus and we're like, dude, like, thanks for helping us. Are you like a mechanic? And he's like, no, dude. Like, I pulled over because I lost my cocaine, and I'm trying to find it. He's like, I've been driving for I can't remember how long. And granted, we're broke down at 4:30 in the morning, so who knows what he's been doing. And we're like, oh shit, okay. And he's like, we're like, are you a mechanic at all? And he's like, I'll pop the hood. So he ends up finding like these hoses on the engine were loose. So he tightens them up, and we end up driving to Saskatoon, take it to a shop. We make the show happen. This dude we put him on the guest list, and we're like, hey, come on, dude. And so then he's like, I'm actually driving. I can't remember where he was driving, but it was another venue that we were playing on the tour. We were going east, and he drove his car all the way there. He was going to see his grandmother. So he comes to the show.
He needed his Coke for his grandma,
I mean, like, who does?
Yeah.
My grandma
who doesn't?
Hard, just like every other grandma.
You're at that age. And so he comes to the show, and he's got all this like homemade food from his grandmother. And I mean, dude, honestly, the tour was awful. Again, the shows were fantastic, but it was we learned a lot.
Grueling tour.
It was awful
for sure, dude. That's not the okay. I had a dude like,
and we got stuck in an elevator one time, and that's my second.
Love in an elevator. No, okay. Anyway,
and almost went down to that.
There was a show that we were outside of somewhere in like South Chicago, and this dude just walks up to me, and I'm just like at the van, like the door, like the side doors are open. You're kind of in your space, like
you're
whatever. I'm like either just getting like I was like having a smoke, changing my shirt or whatever. This dude walks up to me and he just starts talking to me, and he was like working at the venue or whatnot. I'm like, oh okay, whatever. I've seen you before. And he just starts talking. I'm like, hey man, how's it going? Whatever. He goes, yeah. So anyway, can I do coke in your van? I'm like, do you ask everyone, or am I special, or do you just ask everyone? Because like,
was this on our tour, Bear?
No, this was on a different tour that we had with.
Because that one was something too. So
no, that one I did completely concussed.
Oh my God.
He's just, can I do coke in your van? I'm like, fucking no. And he didn't even offer me any. Just so you know,
jerk.
like,
Jeez.
Not only did you ask to do it in somebody else's van, you didn't even
leave a little something.
Even offer. Like,
I feel like every time you do any kind of tour in winter, though, it's an adventure in itself.
Yeah, sure.
Every time, because
for sure,
it's never just okay.
Well, and you guys are from the Midwest, so let's be honest. Tour season is very short, or very long, with winter and seasons, and then summer is festivals, and you're pretty much just kicking it with families and everything else because you get 2 months to party or whatever, and we play some
to do coke in somebody's van.
Well,
I get it.
But and the thing is, if you're in a smaller band, though, like you can't even really do shows in the summer because that's when all of the big bands are playing shows, and so you're kind of, as a smaller band, if you want to tour, you got to start in fall. Go into winter
and grind. Yep,
for sure.
We actually got offered. We're gonna do a string of dates at the end of April next year, and I look at it. I'm like, all right, prime. We're supposed to try to go to the UK.
Nice.
Early fall. That got pushed back 3 times. So I'm not holding my breath on it, but our numbers are great over there. So
that's awesome.
Fingers crossed.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and then we will come back with our next segment.
Today's episode is sponsored by Pop and Punk Co., an alternative style clothing brand with designs inspired by tattoo culture with an emphasis on spreading a message of positivity and mental health awareness. Pop and Punk Co. does everything in-house by one person. They draw, design, and print the apparel all by themselves. You can find their website at popandpunkco.com and also on Instagram at, you guessed it, Pop and Punk Co. And right now, only for the listeners of Where Did All My Friends Go podcast, you can get 15% off with the code FRIENDS15 at checkout. popandpunkco.com.
And we are back with Kade Katz of Throw the Fight, dude. Thank you again so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. We're about to get into our next segment. So I'm going to ask Pat. Pat, do you want to bring us into this segment?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Okay, so this is our obscure questions segment. At this point, we're past asking music questions. Now, for the most part, we're just going to ask stupid questions.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
great. Like almost zero thought went into this. So I just want you to know that, like, you're so special as a guest on the podcast that we put like almost zero thought into this. So
no, actually, this first one though, is music related, and I did find this and I thought it was pretty funny. So, did you know that the Throw the Fight MySpace is actually still active?
I believe it. I bet Ryan's on it daily.
if you could,
that's how I met Ryan, was through MySpace.
If you could, would you bring MySpace back?
1,000%.
Absolutely. I don't like the youngsters nowadays. They don't know the MySpace.
No,
I think they would get it though, because
it was so great.
I think it would catch on way faster than people would give it. Like,
here's the deal: everything comes full circle, and like fashion and style and music and all that stuff. So, like, when are we gonna start bringing back some old apps?
Right. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I miss my top 8, man.
I know. And the fucking backstabbing betrayal that is like getting removed from somebody's topic.
But dude,
can we talk about that? Like, you don't even have to send that text from your flip phone, from your Motorola Razr, where you have to like type the 7 5 times to get to the S or whatever the fuck. Like I'm talking like before you even get a call or a text, you go onto their MySpace page and you're gone. Now you have to see them next day at school and be like, "Yo, Brittany, what the fuck is up, bitch?" Like,
Brittany, why am I not in your top 8 no more?
Yeah.
I thought we had something raw XD, but you weren't down to hang. Fuck
Oh
you.
man, I mean that stuff got you in trouble with dating
dude.
stuff, man. I got
Oh man.
a lot of trouble with some of that. Like, what
And-
am I 3, 4?
So who's this bitch who's in your
Yeah.
top 8 now?
And
and
they're trolling each other.
yeah, it's like Rachel's not even serious, babe.
And not only that,
Comes
though,
over on
like,
Wednesday.
it was like your best friends and shit like that had to be in your top 4. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It was like there was
And
power
Tom.
rankings in those top 8.
And Tom had to be there, so you only had
Yeah.
3 best friends.
My favorite feature though was when people went to your page and you had a song.
Oh yeah.
And you can stroll, you can be listening to somebody's tune, you're switching it up. Like, I don't know.
And
That was
had
a
you
sweet
had
spot
to
for
be
me.
on your laptop or your desktop computer. You
Yeah.
couldn't be on your phone. There was no phone.
Well,
for
but
it.
if they
Yeah.
made a
So, like,
phone
they were
app
like-
for that though, that would have been so sick. That'd be so
That's
sick
what I'm
if they
saying,
did that.
bring it back.
But the problem is do you also remember like why the whole music thing stopped working? Because everyone kept embedding it into people's fucking chat. So you'd boost your numbers up super high because you go to like fucking Blink 182's page and then start embedding it into chats and stuff.
Yeah.
And had it on autoplay. And that's all every band was doing was just faking their numbers.
Yeah, but you can bring that back without that like ability.
Right.
You can still bring the stream and the song, but without the embedded code into the fucking program.
When MySpace was gone and then what was left was Facebook was so fucking disappointing.
Oh yeah, especially with how Facebook was back then. Like
I didn't join
better
Facebook for
now.
a long time. I
Even
held
now.
out for a long time, and then just I had to. I mean, I think, and how it just, MySpace just like it's
just
just
gone.
people to change so quick.
Yeah.
And then Facebook has seen plenty of peaks and valleys.
Absolutely
Right. And it's funny with all of like the as technology is like changed and upgraded and stuff, they still like for bands, Facebook still can't reach
Still
that
shit.
peak in
It's still
popularity
shit.
like MySpace was able to do.
Yeah, Facebook is complete trash for music.
Absolutely, 100%.
I mean,
for bands to use.
will differ, but we've been at it for 20 years, so you have
It's tough.
You have a ton of followers, but it is what it is. But
is what it
you're not going to gain loyal fans. It's
Right. You
just
can have
all right.
21,000 people following you, but then have, 20 people like
up.
Zero
a
interaction.
post. Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Yep.
If you drank from the river that Justin Timberlake made with tears, what would it taste like?
Ooh, like a sparkling water,
Oh my god, yeah.
like a
Flavored
Liquid
at
Death
all
one.
or just
Like, is it like a LaCroix sparkling water, or is
No,
it
like
like
Liquid
actually
Death
something
one.
with a
Liquid Death sparkling water is the fucking
Yo.
best.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a huge fan.
Well,
Yeah.
good-
Yeah, and then maybe
good on
a little
you, Justin
flavor.
Timberlake.
Maybe just I don't know, some. I would say like lemon, strawberry. I don't know.
Yeah, I
like
feel-
it was
I feel
shim
like
sweet
sweet,
lemons, or
sweet.
like it actually tastes like lemon.
I feel like a little strawberry.
Just a little citrus in there.
Just a hint of a hint
Yeah.
of lime.
Not too much.
I like that.
All right, Mr. Worldwide. Is he actually worldwide or like, nah, bro?
No.
No.
No, I don't think. Like,
No.
just maybe Cuba.
That's pushing it. I don't know.
pushing it.
Gets to the Keys and
It stops there.
yeah,
Every
Seen it
Florida
all.
retiree
It just gets to
grandma
the Keys.
stops it right there. If you
I
could
like
give a
that.
Yelp review on the performance of Russell Crowe in Les Miserables, what would it say, and how many stars would you give it?
Oh my god, I don't even know if I've seen that.
Well,
That's
I don't
okay
have-
because I
I don't-
haven't either.
I don't
and
have
there
another
was-
fucking
And I've seen
question.
a
so you
lot
don't
of
have
his
to
movies.
answer it.
My favorite movie with him is that
Gladiator.
Crowe in Bruges. That's not
Bruges?
Russell Crowe though.
He's in A Beautiful Mind.
Well, yeah, he's in A Beautiful Mind.
He's in Gladiator.
Yeah.
I just like the one episode of South Park with with Russell Crowe. I like to fight.
He's a beast.
Yeah, dude, he's he's crazy. He's awesome.
Yeah. God, I should check that out. I watch a ton of movies.
Fuck, didn't he play Robin Hood too?
Yeah, he did. I have that one. It's a good one.
It's a good one. He did a good Robin
Actually,
Hood.
a good remake, right?
Yeah. It was good. Okay. So Robin Hood, okay?
Robin Hood.
that was the review of Robin Hood.
It was fantastic. Better than the original.
Better than ever. Here's some
It
photos
is not better than Kevin Costner's Robin.
Oh,
Come on
dude,
now, guys.
I disagree.
Have you seen it?
Kevin
Either of them?
Costner? Yeah, I've
I'm
seen
trying
both
to
of
think
them.
who the guy was when I was growing up. Was it Kevin Costner?
It was Kevin
Kevin
Costner's
Costner was
hell.
like the first one, I believe.
Well, not the first
not
one,
the
but
first,
like
but the first one of the remakes.
Would that have been like in the late
it was
80s?
90s.
Because the first one that I grew up with was Errol Flynn. Like I'm talking way back.
Yeah. But no, Kevin Costner was like the one that like the Bryan Adams song.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everything I do.
Yeah, that one is pretty hard to beat.
It's so fucking good, man. Morgan Freeman, come on.
I should pull that up.
True.
Man, I'll probably cry.
That is true.
Oh,
I kind of
it's so
forgot
good.
that Morgan Freeman was in there.
Okay, guys, let's make a pact.
Okay.
After this podcast tonight, let's fucking go. Let's watch it after the. I have it.
I have movie plans tonight actually already. I'm about to watch the G.I. Joe origin story of Snake Eyes. So I gotta watch that.
I kind of wanted to see that.
Because I heard it was amazing, and I'm all about that G.I. Joe shit.
But the only problem is that The Rock's not in it.
Nobody gives a shit about the.
You
Rock.
stop it.
No, about The Rock or no. Hold on. People give a shit about The Rock, but nobody gives a shit about The Rock and fucking Channing ass Tatum in goddamn G.I. Joe.
The second one was good.
The second, they killed fucking Duke.
I know.
Which I mean, like, because he's Channing Tatum, I didn't mind.
Yeah.
But like, they killed Duke. You can't just like kill Duke.
No, he doesn't
He's
get
the main guy.
But it's okay. They killed Duke and replaced him with The Rock.
Yeah. Fine. Like not even okay.
The Rock did it.
Fine. Like The Rock should have been Duke in the first place. Okay. Like, fine.
Speaking of The Rock, though, Cade, have you fucking heard that new Tech Nine song?
It's trash.
Stop it.
It is.
No, I haven't.
Dude,
trash.
okay, so first off,
I've met him and
It's so bad.
work sound set. And he's a cool dude.
dude, Tech Nine's
Tech Nine or The Rock?
Tech Nine.
Yeah,
Tech
Tech
Nine.
Nine's awesome.
Dude, so throwing this out there, just you gotta check out the new Tech Nine song.
Please.
The Rock fucking raps on it.
No, he
and
does his best of talking.
No,
It's so bad.
message me later, Cade.
It's so
Holy
After
shit.
you
It's
fucking
about
listen to it.
power. We stay hungry. We
Dude.
feel power. It's
Oh yeah, it's
Is
so
that the
bad
song?
you
It's-
memorized
no.
it, right?
it's not hard when it's a fucking TikTok audio.
It's so
Oh my
good.
God. Maybe I have heard it, but I just haven't heard of The Rock's part.
Doesn't he?
It's
Doesn't
the
he
end.
like shout out his tequila at the end of it?
I would.
In the music video,
Yeah, in the music video it does.
Oh man,
I
I heard
mean,
it's
like
really
product
good.
placement is everything, and
I've actually bought that for some friends.
The Terramana.
His tequila.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good shit.
yeah, I bought it for some friends, and then also bought the George Clooney. He's got a tequila.
There's two things I want. I want aviation gin. Which,
That's Ryan Reynolds,
That's
right?
Ryan Reynolds, and then
Okay.
Hugh Jackman has a coffee. I think.
So does
What?
Green Day.
Damn, I'm a coffee junkie. I don't drink, but
I think Green Day's is Oakland.
I'm a coffee
All
junkie.
right. Well, with
Yeah.
that said, we got one more segment. Pat, you should be ashamed of yourself. Welcome back to the podcast. We got one more
I totally
segment.
missed
for
what
you.
happened.
That's fair. It wasn't much, so you didn't miss like hardly anything. Just so you're aware. You're
Just
good.
me.
You're good.
It's just me.
Just Pat being
It's me.
Pat being Pat.
It's me.
And that's why I
It's
love
me.
Pat. Pat, bring us into our next segment, my guy.
Okay, this is rapid fire questions. So we're just gonna ask a question. You're gonna shoot from the hip, feel it from the heart, and you just answer whatever you're feeling right in the heart.
Right in the
Oh
gut.
boy.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
It's not hard. It's really not crazy.
I'm chill, man.
Or is it?
Pizza or tacos?
Pizza.
Saved by the Bell or Boy Meets World?
Say by the bell.
Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter?
Mortal Kombat.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Pudding or Jello?
Pudding.
Are you a day or night person?
That's a tough one.
Really?
After having a kid, it's more like day, but
Well, that's
night.
forced. That's
Night,
forced. Night.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Hell yeah.
Last question. Fall Out Boy or My Chemical Romance?
Fall Out Boy. Yeah.
All Fall Out Boy or early Fall Out Boy?
Yeah, dude, my cam
You can
didn't
say
do it
all.
for me.
No?
Doesn't
Really?
do it for me, and I've seen him multiple times. I don't know.
It's not your thing?
Just doesn't do it. I tried, but yeah, I've seen Fall Out Boy when I lived out in Seattle when they were just popping off. I think
For
it was
sure.
like one
I
of their
get that,
first
though.
tours. That I remember 'em being like from Chicago, and they played the Graceland, and it was more kind of what I was actually kind of doing out there, and it was just cool to see. And then look at them now.
Yeah. For sure.
Same with Taking Back Sunday. They actually toured their very first tour to where I grew up in Montana, and before their record "Tell All Your Friends" was coming out, it was like going to come out maybe that Friday or something. I can't even remember when music was going to come out, but we saw them like 3 days before it had been released to the world, and we were just all like, "Who the hell is this band? This is awesome. We haven't
That's
heard
crazy.
something like this." And then
that's fucking cool. That's awesome.
And like Taking Back Sunday is like icon. So
yeah,
No shit.
for our
Yeah,
scene,
great
you know.
tunes.
Well, man, you did it. You made it through the podcast.
Yes.
And there's no like prize. I don't have a fucking cookie for you, but
What if we had
it's all about hanging, man. It's all
what if we
all
had
feeling.
little trophies that we just sent out to
I was
everybody?
literally thinking that. What if I like mailed people cookies
Good.
from like my cocaine van?
No, but I was just
Easy
saying,
take
like,
of
how funny would it be though if we just had like little trophies and shit, and then we're just like, well, as one last surprise for you, and then you just hear a knock
You're
on
gonna
their
get
door.
this in about
like,
3 days.
just hear a knock on their door and like, why don't you go answer your door right now?
The
It's like,
chances
what
are
the
we probably
fuck?
hit up like your partner just to like surprise you, just like weeks beforehand, just to be like, here, this is that. Don't give it to him until
Yeah.
like, 'cause we are not beyond hitting up spouses or partners for information.
Yeah.
We have definitely
We've
done it.
definitely done that.
I mean, isn't that what they're for sometimes?
I mean, yeah, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they have the most dirt. Like,
It's true.
100%.
We did that to one of the
Royals.
guys in Royals. It was really fun.
yeah,
It is. When we asked the question, it was like, "Did you fucking talk to my wife?" We're like, "Yeah, we
and the
did."
the best part was like she was trying to be so like
Nonchalant.
discreet about it.
Yeah.
She's like, if you had to, like, it was about like which one's your favorite pop. We wanted to know his favorite
Funko
vinyl.
Pop.
Yeah, Funko Pop. And she walks in and just randomly goes, out of all your Funko Pops, which one's your favorite? and he's just like, why would you ask such a
Just answer it.
Answer the question. And it's so funny. It's so silly, but you're like,
deflecting.
about what? Like, there's no, man, I think we should get you some more Funko Pops. Like, there's no like introduction into like, let's start
Yeah.
a conversation. It's blatantly ask the question right away.
Well, and he was
So
like,
funny.
and he was like trying to work on something, like he was recording and stuff, and so he's like, "What? I'm trying to work. What? I don't fucking care. This one."
Oh my
And
God.
then so when we ask it on the podcast, he freaks out. He's like, did you talk to my wife?
And he just thought it was so funny.
He thought
Though.
it was so funny.
Oh my
Man,
God.
but that's what you're right. That's 100% what they're like, what they're there for as well.
They
Like,
got the juice.
they got that juice. They got the juice. They got the dirt. Like, they're like, how can we fuck up my partner's day?
Absolutely. Didn't you ask someone's mom something?
Yes.
Yeah, we did. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
We found someone's mom.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I'm not.
We're not scared.
Like, no, I'll ask a distant uncle. I don't give a shit.
yeah, we're
Hey.
not scared. We'll get it. Cool. Well, with that being said, Kate, before we head out of here, why don't you plug your band, plug what you got going on, plug yourself. What you got going on? What's next?
Throw the Fight. We are working on a ton of new music that will be out early 2022, whether it's singles, EPs. We've got a lot of work and a lot of music that's ready to just pop off and everyone can listen to. Check us out at throwthefight.com. All of our socials and everything is on there, all of the videos. And you can find me at Kade Katz on Instagram, kadekatz.com, or Kade Katz Music on Instagram for my solo stuff, and Kade Katz on Spotify. And yeah, with my solo stuff, releasing a ton of new singles all through 2022.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, just kind of see where it goes. And it's just fun to, I don't know, create. I mean, it's all about creating and doing art.
Absolutely. Well, again, man, thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thanks so much, guys. This was killer.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Where Did All My Friends Go? We will catch you guys next week.